Little dookie booty, go on and get in the camera. Yeah, bitch, this is for Keisha, because you clearly ain't learned your lesson the first time. Tell her what the I said.
I can't.
Louder.
I can't fuck with you no more.
Cause what?
You messing up my family.
Now.
Listen, y'all saw them on TikTok, the dancing, the laughing, all that couple goals energy. But let me tell you something. On March 26, 2023, those same hands that were massaging her feet for the camera, yeah, those hands pulled the trigger and took 25-year-old Winter Nicole Straw's life. Make it make sense. This is what happens when your timeline becomes a digital diary of destruction. And baby, everything that glitters definitely ain't gold.
My name is Winter, and I'm the birthday girl in 3 days, and I'm guaranteed to be the drunkest.
Those were her words, recorded just days before she'd never see another birthday. This is Winter Nicole Straw's story, and honey, it's a masterclass in how perfectly toxic relationships can fool everybody. Even the professionals whose job it is to recognize danger. And the scariest part, Winter was a correctional officer, a mental health professional who spent every single day helping people identify dangerous behavior. So if someone with her training couldn't see what was happening in her own relationship, what does that tell us about the rest of us? Before we get into this, please remember to hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe if these discussions help you see the signs. Because what we're about to unpack could save someone's life.
Slide in, slide out. Yeah, he killed that hoe.
Born on a warm summer day in San Diego, California, Winter Nicole Straw came into this world with a smile that became her trademark. Her mama, LaShawn Williams, used to say Winter's laughter could fill up any room from the moment she could giggle.
If you met her, you loved her. And if you never met her, you wish you had.
That California sunshine seemed to follow this little one everywhere she went. But like so many American families chasing better opportunities, the Straws made that bold decision to pack up their California dreams and head east to Columbia, South Carolina. And honey, that move was everything for Winter. At Columbia High School, she didn't just show up, she dominated. Standing tall on that basketball court, she commanded attention not just for her athletic skills, but for that natural leadership energy she carried. Her teammates looked up to her, coaches respected her dedication, and let me tell you, opponents feared that competitive fire she brought to every game. But basketball, that was just the beginning of Winter's story. Allen University became Winter's launching pad into the real world. And baby, she didn't just launch, she absolutely soared. Her athletic career reached new heights there, helping the women's basketball team make history.
She helped us win our first championship at Allen. On the women's side, first championship they ever won. And she was part of that team, and she was a big part of that team.
Academically, Winter went after her Bachelor of Arts in Social Science with that same intensity she brought to sports. She graduated in 2020 right in the middle of a global pandemic that completely derailed so many students' plans. But Winter, she adapted, completed her coursework, and walked across that virtual graduation stage with her head held high, ready to change the world. But here's where Winter's story gets even more remarkable. Even during college, her eyes were set on an even bigger prize, law school. Her professors encouraged these dreams, seeing in her that perfect combination of compassion and intellectual strength needed for legal advocacy. Then came the moment that changed everything. Winter became a mother. Her daughter brought out a softness in her that few people had seen before, while simultaneously strengthening her determination to create a better world. Balancing motherhood with career ambitions would challenge anyone, but Winter made it look effortless. She landed a position with the South Carolina Department of Corrections as a mental health officer.
And I want to say thank you in case I don't thank you enough.
This wasn't just a job for Winter, it was her calling. Every day she walked into work knowing she was making a difference in people's lives during their darkest moments. Outside of work, Winter discovered TikTok, and girl, it was like finding her digital home. What started as casual videos quickly grew into something significant. Funny dance videos, travel adventures, glimpses into her daily routines, and moments of pure joy that made viewers smile just by watching.
Your life. Bing bong. If you see these dogs in your front yard, just know upstairs I'm going hard. Bing bong. What do you want to tell Joe Biden right now?
What's up, baby? Take me out to dinner.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo, Ariana Grande, what's up, mama? I'll come to...
Her personality translated perfectly to the platform. The same energy that made her a natural leader in high school and college now drew thousands of followers who couldn't get enough of her content. Winter had found her voice and the world was listening. And then she met Renardo Johnson.
Stop asking me, do I have friends? It's just me and my dog. Oh, for now. Bark.
Now, Renardo's story is interesting because unlike Winter, who had this clear path from San Diego to Columbia, from high school basketball star to college athlete to correctional officer, Renardo's background was remarkably unclear. At 27 years old, he was 2 years older than Winter, originally from the small town of Pelion, South Carolina. But here's what's fascinating, and honestly concerning when you look back. Despite being in a very public relationship with a social media star, very little information exists about his life before he entered Winter's world. No college records that anyone could trace, no athletic achievements, no clear career path. It's almost like his life story begins when he enters Winter's orbit. And looking back now, that should have been the first red flag. They met on Snapchat. He somehow found her account and reached out. Their first date was at Rush's before the movies, but ended up throwing the food away because Winter decided she wanted Buffalo Wild Wings to eat during the movie instead. Now, that's the kind of spontaneous energy that probably drew him to her in the first place. They had been together for almost 3 years by the time everything fell apart. Both were Leos, and if you know anything about Leo energy, you know that's a whole lot of fire in one relationship.
Mink, mink, mink.
Winter was more of the social butterfly and Renardo was antisocial, which means most of those TikTok couple videos we're about to discuss, she probably had to drag him into participating.
All right, it's time for you to head upstairs, take a shower, and get ready to eat some pussy.
I don't want you no.
Did I ask you what the f you wanted to do? No, the f I did not. Now go upstairs, take a shower, and get ready to eat some pussy.
From the outside looking in, their relationship looked like everything young people dream about. Perfectly choreographed dance routines where they moved in sync, romantic dinner dates captured from all the right angles, vacation footage showing them exploring new places hand in hand. Renardo would surprise Winter with flowers. She would cook his favorite meals. They do those couple challenges that were trending at the time. The comment section was flooded with admiration. Thousands of young women looked at Winter and Renardo and saw exactly what they wanted in their own relationships.
We're running late for dinner, but get ready with us. One more so like an outfit of the day. Purse, Forever 21. Bodysuit, Charlotte Russe. Skirt, Shein. I don't have no shoes on, but some sandals. Come on, baby.
Shirt, ABP.
Billionaire boys.
Billionaire boys. Shorts. Baby. Socks. ABP. Baby. Horsey. Sorry, ass Foot Locker.
But here's what we need to understand about their dynamic because it becomes crucial later. Neither of them would admit when they were wrong. Both were stubborn as hell, which means when they got into arguments, nobody was backing down first. And that, my friends, is a recipe for disaster.
Never run away. You nobody's special. I feel all these girls the same. Talking shit be last.
Even Winter's family believed in what they were seeing. Her mother, LaShawn, trusted Renardo completely.
We didn't see any signs, no signals. It wasn't like she was coming around us with black eyes or anything like that. So there was none of that. And whenever I would talk to him, I'd say, I'm giving you my child, a wholehearted, bubbly personality. And that's how I want to get her back. And he always assured me he would never do anything to hurt my child.
This wasn't a case where relatives were secretly worried but afraid to speak up. They genuinely believed Renardo was good for Winter. But what LaShawn and everyone else didn't realize was that Winter was actually documenting a textbook cycle of psychological manipulation and control through her TikTok account every single day. Yet nobody, not family, not friends, not thousands of followers, recognized what they were actually watching unfold.
Who was interested first? Who said I love you first? Who's more protective? Who cleans more? Who eats the most? Who spends the most money? Who is most likely to start an argument? Who falls asleep first? Who is more annoying? Who loves the hardest?
Look at that video right there. Seems innocent enough, right? Just a fun couple challenge that was trending. But if you really watch Renardo's body language, and I mean really watch it, do you see someone who's genuinely enjoying this? Or do you see someone going through the motions because he has to? Winter was the social butterfly. Remember, she was loud, expressive, lived for this kind of content. But Renardo, he was the complete opposite. Antisocial, uncomfortable with cameras, probably feeling like he was being dragged into a performance he never signed up for. Now, watch these dance videos. See how Winter's always leading. See how she's the one with the energy, the enthusiasm, the natural rhythm, and Renardo's just following along. There's something about his participation that feels forced, like he's doing it to keep the peace rather than because he wants to. But hey, we all thought it was cute at the time, but the real warning signs started showing up in the final months of Winter's life, disguised as entertainment. Every red flag was wrapped in humor. Every concerning behavior was packaged as relationship content. Every cry for help was delivered with a smile and a trending audio clip.
It's time!
Now, thousands of people laughed at that content, related to it, shared their own stories about checking partners' phones, but relationship experts, they recognized this as a red flag for controlling behavior being disguised as cute girlfriend antics. Make it make sense. On my way to accuse him of cheating because I'm bored. Let that sink in for a moment. She's bored, so she's going to start a fight about cheating. Girl, that's not normal relationship behavior. That's toxicity wrapped in a joke. And then we have this post.
Instead of complaining about anything, learn to be thankful for everything. Hashtag speaking from the heart. B. Fletcher.
She appears carefree, but the message is deeply concerning. Like, who is she really talking to with this post? But this one right here, this video was posted just 4 days before Winter lost her life. When someone tells us we're too toxic to be together, 4 days. She had reached a point where she could recognize and even joke about the toxic nature of her relationship, but she couldn't or wouldn't take action to change it. That's the scary part about toxic relationships. Sometimes you can see it, but you're so deep in it that leaving feels impossible. Looking at their content now, with everything we know, you can see the pattern clear as day. Some days Winter would share content highlighting Renardo's romantic gestures, flowers, surprise dates, public declarations of love. But these posts often came immediately after content with concerning undertones. It's like she was trying to convince herself, as much as her audience, that everything was fine. If everyone believes the relationship is perfect, maybe it actually is. Right? Wrong. See this video where he's massaging her feet? This is what their followers saw as relationship goals. But knowing what we know now, was this genuine affection? Or was this part of that cycle, the makeup phase after tension we never saw? In 2022, Winter had survived a car accident. Someone who had already overcome a traumatic, life-threatening situation was now walking into another kind of danger entirely. But this time, the threat wasn't a vehicle on the highway. It was sleeping next to her every night. And that's the part that should terrify all of us. March 26, 2023 started like any other Sunday evening at Carrington Place at Wildwood Apartment Homes on Mallet Hill Road in Columbia, South Carolina. Winter and Renardo had been inside their shared apartment for most of the day. Whatever conversations they'd had, whatever tensions may have been building, remained behind closed doors. Their social media had been quiet that day. No couple videos, no romantic posts, nothing. At approximately 5:30 in the evening, something changed. Whether it was a phone call, a text message, a discovery, or simply the wrong words said at the wrong moment, we may never know. What we do know is that whatever triggered the argument was significant enough to bring both Winter and Renardo outside their apartment into full view of their neighbors and the surrounding community. The dispute began as a heated exchange of words. Voices were raised, but honestly, this wasn't entirely unusual for the couple. Several neighbors had heard them argue before. What made this evening different was the intensity, the escalation, the way the argument seemed to consume both of them completely. Remember what we learned about their personality dynamic? Both stubborn, neither willing to admit when they were wrong, both competitive as hell. When you have two people who refuse to back down, conflicts can spiral quickly beyond normal relationship disagreements, and that's exactly what happened. Within minutes, what started as a verbal confrontation had transformed into something far more threatening. At approximately 6 o'clock in the evening, multiple gunshots rang out across the apartment complex. Winter collapsed outside the apartment building. The first emergency call came from a neighbor at 6:07 p.m. Within minutes, multiple sheriff's deputies from Richland County were racing toward the scene. When the first responders arrived, they found a scene that would haunt them for years to come. Winter was beyond help, but the tragedy was far from over. While Winter lay deceased outside, Renardo remained alive inside the apartment, now facing the full weight of what he had done. The responding deputies quickly established a perimeter around the building. This was no longer just a crime scene, it had become a barricade situation with an armed suspect. Within the first hour, the Richland County Sheriff's Department had mobilized their crisis negotiation team. For 3 agonizing hours, the negotiation team worked tirelessly to reach Renardo. They used every technique in their training, building rapport, expressing empathy, offering hope. But let me tell you something, those 3 hours must have felt like an eternity for everyone involved. In the wake of Winter's death, the community came together to honor her memory and stand against domestic violence.
When people think of Winter, I wouldn't think of just a sweet, innocent girl who was out here trying to make her mom proud, make her family proud, and just to do what she loved most.
According to deputies, Straw was shot and killed outside the Carrington Place at Wildwood Apartment Homes by a man deputies say she had a romantic relationship with.
Allen University established a memorial scholarship in Winter's name. The Department of Corrections created a purple bench in her honor with purple flowers that bloom twice yearly, once in March near the anniversary of her death and again in July around her birthday. Purple became Winter's color, a symbol of her life and the awareness her death would bring.
We want to make it clear, real clear. Domestic violence is not a joke. It's not something that we should take lightly. For those of you that are posting on Facebook and doing all that unnecessary stuff, I don't care what a person does to you. You don't have the right to take her life. You don't have the right to put your hands on nobody.
But here's what troubles me most about this case and why I think everyone needs to understand what really happened here. This wasn't a situation where obvious abuse went ignored by family and friends. This was a case where trained professionals, loving family members, and thousands of online followers all observed the same relationship and reached identical conclusions that Winter and Renardo represented relationship goals worth envying. The most chilling aspect isn't what people missed, it's what appeared to be genuinely there. Their affection seemed authentic, their chemistry appeared real, their conflicts looked playful rather than dangerous. Even with hindsight, even knowing the outcome, their social media content remains difficult to definitively categorize as abusive rather than simply imperfect. This makes me wonder how many relationships that we admire online might be concealing similar struggles. How many couples posting relationship goals content are actually crying for help behind those smiles? How many people are sleeping next to their potential destroyer every night, completely unaware of the danger? Social media has created a new challenge for recognizing abuse. Couples can curate their image so carefully that even close family members believe the relationship is healthy. The constant pressure to present perfection means warning signs get filtered out before they ever reach our feeds. We see highlight reels, not the arguments that happen after the camera stops recording. Girl, let me tell you something. If Winter Nicole Straw, a mental health professional who spent her career identifying dangerous behavior, couldn't see what was happening in her own situation, then we all need to be paying closer attention to the people we love. Before we close this out, I need y'all to do something for me. Look around at the relationships in your circle, your friends, your family, even your own situation. Are you seeing the real relationship or just the social media version? Are you checking in beyond the posts and the pictures? If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please reach out for help. Your life is worth more than any relationship, period. And if this story resonates with you, if it opens your eyes to something you haven't been seeing, share it. Not for the views, but because someone in your circle might need to hear Winter's story. Someone might need to understand that perfect relationships on social media don't always tell the whole truth. Hit that like button if this case taught you something new about recognizing warning signs. Drop a comment and tell me what's one thing Winter's story showed you about relationships that you didn't know before. Because your insight might help someone else recognize the signs that even a mental health professional couldn't see in her own situation.